There I was, working at my boring job at the airport, when suddenly it hit me. Oh my god. I have free will. Oh, free will. When was the last time I actually used you? When was the last time I actually felt alive? You know, I think it might have been when I went to Arizona on a standby flight to go see my friend Hattie. She played Zoe Murphy in the national tour of Dear Evan Hansen, and they weren't coming to Utah, so I went there. I stayed in this old lady's camper van behind her house. But that was weeks ago. How have I been using my free will ever since?
Hi, I'm Teresa Jack and I'm auditioning for Joe. My name is Teresa Jack. I'll be singing for Belle today. Hello, my name is Teresa Jack. Hello, I'm Teresa Jack.
Oh yeah, audition season. I've been doing nothing but working at the airport and sending in self-tapes. But even if doing all of these auditions is pursuing my passion, it's still work. And that means I've been doing nothing but working for months. I've got to get out of here. I gotta do something with my life. I only get one. And that's when the idea came to me, and I don't know how it came, but it came. I am gonna go and paint my nails in a national park. The Delicate Arch is one of the wonders of the natural world, and it's only 3 hours away from where I live. I've only hiked it once, but I remember hiking it and thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta come see this again. But if Airport Girl was gonna go all the way to a national park to give herself a manicure, I needed some supplies. Sally's Beauty, the beginning and end of a lot of good and bad hair decisions for me. Luckily, when I got there, I found out that my favorite nail polish had a bunch of colors on sale. Now, usually a nail polish is about $12, so I was really happy to take advantage of that. Up next came a nail file. Now, when I was in beauty school, I learned that it is very unhygienic to use another person's nail file ever. So I thought to myself, what if I run into someone else on the trail who wants a manicure? Maybe I should get 2 nail files. Now that I was $20 poorer, I officially had a haul. Oh shoot, $20. Well, I guess that brings us to our next dilemma.
I've got a dream, I've got a dream. I just want to see the floating lanterns gleam. And with every passing hour, I'm so glad I left my tower. Like all you lovely folk, I've got a dream.
Yeah, the airport only pays $17 an hour, and nobody's exactly paying me to sing or dance these days. I was gonna have to get creative with my finances. So I finally decided to get rid of this shirt that I have had for officially 20 years. We just hit 20 years together. I got her in 2005. That's 20, right? 2005? Yeah. Good times together, but I think they've come to an end, and I want to go serve someone else. So anyway, here's the listing for it. I'm selling it for $15. Within 15 minutes, my vintage 2000s Urban Outfitters shirt was sold to a cute girl in Kentucky for $15 plus $5 of shipping. But when I got to the post office, shipping was $6.20. What is going on in this economy? We have fulfilled our obligation and we are $15 richer.
Let's try and sell some books. We'll probably only get store credit, but books are books.
Well, that went exactly as I expected, and I was offered $4.20 for my Outlander paperbacks. But something completely unexpected was how much Eugene O'Neill they had in the theater section. Admission to Arches National Park is $30 to bring your car in, and I had made $15. In a capitalist society, you always have to think about replacing the money that you're gonna spend on being happy. But with my day off approaching and a gas card in my pocket, that $15 was gonna have to do. First stop of the day, Wendy's. Thank you so much. So excited. I downloaded the Chappell Roan episode of Call Her Daddy, so that'll keep me entertained for at least an hour. Time to go get gas. Now that we've gotten gas and a Coke, we are on our way. Here's the plan. To drive 150 miles through this canyon to Arches National Park. I am going to hike to the Delicate Arch, and when I get to the Delicate Arch, I am going to give myself a manicure and maybe watch an episode of The White Lotus. I downloaded one. See if maybe we can make some friends along the way. And when this is done, I will get good barbecue at, I think it's called the Blue Buffalo, the Blue Bison in Moab. And then I will go home. What do you guys think about this background? Could you comment below? Because this scenery has become very common to me, and I'll post some kind of video or photo and everyone's like, oh my gosh, is that your view? Kinda. But one thing's for sure, we're gonna see this arch today. These are the current nails. This is the current manicure. I bought some new OPI nail polish colors that I'm really excited to see what suits the vibe of the arch. But I'm gonna let myself decide what color we're painting when we get up there. Anyway, let's go to the arch. Bathroom break. I want to try this, but I think it's a bad idea. We have a gas station haul. Hi, Grievard. You protected the car. Good boy. Okay, I am aware that this is very paranoid, but while I was in this gas station quickly getting a few snacks, I started thinking, what if the snacks that I'm getting are giving away that I'm going to the Delicate Arch? There's so many people here. They all probably have national parks passes. What if they see my haul and they say, you know what? I'm gonna follow her and I'm gonna murder her. Is that like too crazy for me to think? And like, I know it's paranoid, but like, that's kind of like, you see that on a true crime documentary and then everyone's like blaming her. Like, she shouldn't have been getting snacks for her hike at a gas station near her hike. I mean, what was she doing outside? Like, don't go outside if you don't want to get murdered, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm an hour and a half away from my destination, and it's kind of hitting me now that I just like left my house and I'm driving out into the middle of nowhere to go and hike something. I'm not that girl, okay? I'm not that girl. I am that girl, okay? I'm the musical theater girl who like stays in her bedroom watching slime tutorials of Dear Evan Hansen, okay? I'm not the, you know what? Let's wake up early and go hike, girl. That's never been me. I'm starting to feel a little nervous. Just a little bit. Like, I could get murdered. Now, I know that this trail is really busy. I picked a really, like, active trail. But, you know, the murdering is not completely out of the option. Time for a gas station haul. So I got 2 bottles of water. I have water in the car, but I also bought these so that I could just bring them up with me. Beefsteak teriyaki. And a postcard for my nephews. I love you, Ronan and Gavin. Our next stop is a scenic overlook restroom. I like to come here. It just like feels really peaceful. There's beautiful wind. Come see the view. The wind is crazy, but it feels so good. I'm really glad I did this. I don't think that I've felt very alive lately. I'm going to show you the view. I've been thinking a lot lately about young women and vlogging and why we do it. Like, it's so common that young girls are the ones who are making vlogs and telling their stories. And I think that a lot of it is just us trying to make our mark on the world. I can't explain it, but it feels good to me to make this video. To just be like, I was here. I was here once. Back on the road, and we are headed to Arches National Park. Now, before I go, I have to get some lunch. There's not a lot in between this area and Arches, but there is this dinosaur museum with a dinosaur cafe. I've heard about it, and I'm gonna stop in and try and get some food. Don't you just love a good science dinosaur gift shop? Can I get a Tyrannosaurus Euro? 40 minutes. A 40-minute wait for a Euro is crazy, so that was a bust. I was out of there. Instead, I drove into downtown Moab to go to their food truck roundup. This is a permanent installation in Moab, and I love it here. Can I get the rock crawler? That's all. Turns out the rock crawler was incredibly delicious sushi. I actually couldn't even wait. I was so hungry. And then I drove over to the national park.
For the next 7 days, if you go to any other national parks within that 7 days, you get upgraded.
Good to know. We're in. We're in, baby. We are in the national park. That's actually crazy. Should I make an entire channel out of going to national parks and painting my nails there? I know, I really like it here. As you can probably tell, I consume a lot of literature about young women making their way in the world. And there is a book, I think it's called The Lost Flowers of Alice Hart, maybe? Of Alice something. And in it, this young woman whose life has been a cycle of abuse, she ends up running away to go work at a national park for a long time, and just go find herself working at a park. I am not quite that girl, but sometimes I like to picture myself as her. My manicure awaits up there. Now, you can't see the delicate arch until you are all the way up there, so we're going to be walking on faith for a while. Now, as you can see, pretty busy trail. I think the likelihood of me getting murdered today, pretty low. I think it's going to be a low murder, high fun day. And I love to see it. I love a low murder, high fun day. It's a bit windy out. It is cool, but not cold. I changed into pants so that I don't get hypothermia. Let's go find this nail salon. Also, I don't know, I'm definitely questioning my life decisions right now. I'm not a full-time YouTuber. So to pick up on a Friday and go do something like this, a little unhinged, okay, for a normal person like myself. Actually, I don't think I would ever call myself normal. You get my meaning. The first part of this hike is actually paved. It's really not that bad, but it's just a little steep. Once we get on the other side of this hill, we have to go down a hill, and then we get to what I call the Great Climb. I'll show you what I mean from up there, but you can see it from a while away, and it's the worst part of the hike. Easy. But I have done this before, and a good manicure waits for no one. And there it is, the Great Climb. But once you get to the top of it, the nail salon isn't that far. This hike will humble you. I'm like 20 yards in to the steepest part, and I'm already humbled. I don't know why this is so healing today. Typically when I hike, I just go and I think about all the embarrassing things I've ever done in my life ever. It's like a stormy kind of day, and something about feeling the wind in my hair just feels so peaceful. I don't feel any pressure to have to be up there at any certain time. Hey, Teresa, what's this actually about? Well, I've got a few heavy-hitting auditions coming up. Some of them that mean a little bit more than the regular auditions that I go to all the time. They mean a bit more to her. And yes, I have gotten a few job offers so far this season, but I've been holding out for her. And I would be lying if I said that the constant self-taping while working at the airport, and sometimes self-taping while I'm at the airport, wasn't starting to get to me. And then I feel guilt and shame about that, because as an actor, you just need thicker skin than that. I'll already be feeling down and then be telling myself, well, I guess you don't really have what it takes if you can't get through this. And then there's the big thing. Things have not been very great in my life since I had to sell my company. I'm still trying to figure out who I am after that. And I think that my base needs are barely being covered with the need for shelter, food, and stability. This time last year, I was the CEO of $1 million company, and now I work at the airport. I need to get my sparkle back, that shine that got me cast as Esmeralda the last time. And I guess that's what possessed me to drive 3 hours into the desert to go paint my nails in front of a big, pretty rock. I feel so much pressure to be perfect so that I can book one of these jobs, and what I need more than anything is just to get out of my own way and out of my own head. I hope you enjoyed that brief yearning interlude, but we are back on the trail because our mission is not complete. We have a job to do. What people don't know is that at the very top of this mountain live a bonded pair of ravens. These two ravens mate for life, and they protect the top of this mountain. If you ever have the opportunity to meet them, they feel like gods, and I saw them circling. It was like a sign and a message to me that I had almost reached the end of my journey. Once you turn the corner, you see this narrow arch, and if you climb up, you can see the most spectacular view of the delicate arch. I was ecstatic. We had made it, and it finally hit me what I had done. I had driven for hours, hiked for more hours, and finally I was here, and I decided to take a moment to yearn. Yearning is part of girlhood, and if you can yearn in a national park, I highly recommend it. After pondering where I am in life and what I want out of life, I got back up because I was so close to my final ascent. At 4,606 feet in elevation and 52 feet tall, there she was, the delicate arch. Let's get on to why we're here. The first step of this manicure is going to be acetone because we're going to take off my existing nail polish. We're in a national park, we are respecting nature. That means that everything we bring in has to go out with us. Now I'm currently wearing OPI nail polish and I'm going to be painting my nails with OPI nail polish today. It's actually super cold on my hands right now. Since I'm basically in the sky, I am going to be using this sky blue color. Susie Without a Paddle by OPI. Now this next part is precarious. And then I painted my nails, and I watched an episode of The White Lotus while my nails dried, and I looked at the beautiful scenery while the raven stopped by to pay a visit. I didn't know it at the moment, but I would spend 3 hours sitting up there, feeling the peace of the arch. It just felt good to give this to myself. I've been pitching a TV show for many years called Around the World in 80 Manicures. I've always wanted to see that project to fruition. Every time I travel to a new country, I try to find a nail salon there that really embodies the culture of the country. So anyway, here's the pitch. Basically, it's a travel show. And in this travel show, I travel the world doing my nails and meeting with girls in their individual countries and cities and discovering how they do their nails there. It's a show about beauty tourism and discovering the cultural traditions related to nail care in every city or country that I go to. I believe that every girl, behind every set of nails is a different kind of girl. So we would explore getting a true French manicure in Paris, getting a Russian manicure in Moscow, getting jelly nails in Seoul, Korea. That's the TV show I pitched. Nothing's come of it yet. Yet? I still believe in this show. As I sat and pondered that, the raven came really close to me, and I was so grateful for his company. I wonder if he would like my Around the World in 80 Manicures TV show. But maybe this was a tiny step towards me getting that filmed, even if no one's picked it up yet. I can film it myself, here with him. Hi, I'm Teresa, and welcome to the world's most scenic manicure here at the Delicate Arch in Utah. I am coming at you live from Arches National Park right now. And it wasn't until the sky started to darken that I realized it was time for me to go. I said goodbye to the raven and downloaded a new chapter of my audiobook because surprisingly there's service up there. And then I began the long journey home. I ran back down the mountain, mostly because I was afraid of getting murdered, and the likelihood of getting murdered goes up significantly once it's dark. But I couldn't help but feel changed by this journey in some way that I couldn't describe. I had said I don't just have to work and audition all the time. I can do something else for a day, even if that something else is just driving 3 hours into a national park and painting my nails. I thought about how traumatic audition season is and how we just repress that trauma because you just have to keep going. And then I thought about the girl that I used to be. God, I miss her. I need her so bad right now in my life. It was only 6 months ago, but my life has changed so much since I was Esmeralda. I really need to find myself and get back to this girl. But I'm not going to find myself by just working every day and recording self-tapes in my bathroom. I need to prioritize making time and space for myself so that I can have personal fulfillment. I got my barbecue at the Blue Pig like I said that I would, and then I made the long journey back home. On the 3-hour road trip home, I found my mind wandering and thinking about my upcoming auditions, the ones I've been dreading. One of them is for Esmeralda again, and I started picturing myself in that callback room. I started feeling hot. I started feeling powerful, imagining myself performing the rhythm of the tambourine and just feeling my fiercest, most hot, sexy self. And I realized that wasn't something that I was able to do for months. I've been so in my head. I've been so afraid of it. But I haven't been able to let myself feel the joy of being Esmeralda, something that I know in my bones I know how to do. I felt some guilt when I went off on this trip, thinking I need to be prioritizing these upcoming auditions. I need to be learning the dance call. I need to be practicing my songs. But not a single bit of that matters if your mindset isn't in the right place. If you aren't healed inside, you're not going to be able to perform your best, and the casting team will see it. So maybe going on a crazy journey of girlhood yearning actually is just audition prep.
Hi, my name is Teresa Jack. I am between 5'1" and 5'2". I am in Provo, Utah, but I will be available for callbacks in New York.
Break a leg, baby girl. Thank you so much for watching. I haven't really gotten my YouTube to take off yet, like my other platforms, and I'd appreciate your subscription. My name is Teresa, and I'm a young woman determined to reach her full potential and make her mark on the world. Follow my journey on my Instagram and YouTube.